Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Turf Today podcast. I'm your host, Adam Kershane, and it is a pleasure to be back. We're sorry we were off for a couple weeks. Very, very busy over here in Turf Today time. It's a busy time for Trevor, and as well, we actually lost somebody from the Turf Today family, somebody close to myself, one of my uncles, Uncle Richard, who we have mentioned on the podcast before, somebody who was an avid listener and, very fond of this community. Fantastic uncle, was a great dad, great husband, and a very, very loving grandfather. Rest in peace, Uncle Richard. We're going to miss you, and your legacy will definitely live on. There's a lot of fond memories of you, and for this community, my uncle was he was a golfer. He loved the golf course, loved gardening, loved all sides of working hard and that sort of thing. So for him, when he found this show and loved the fact that I was a part of it, but got to learn so much about the brotherhood / sisterhood that is turf. He really, really enjoyed it and tuned in every week. So it's tough to start off the show with a little bit of sad news, but we definitely are, thoughts and prayers are with the Daly family right now, as that's something that'll take some time to heal from. Today on the show, we actually have Jordan Kalous coming on, who's the assistant superintendent from the club at Lac La Belle, which is out in Wisconsin. He's somebody that's been a part of the show for a while. He sent in a lot of questions. We saw him down at the Turf Today Cup. Him and Trevor got into it. And the fun part about that is that we haven't told Trevor that Jordan's coming on. And yeah, if you're wondering, this is the same guy that Trevor doesn't know how to say Jordan's last name. So this is going to be fun. He doesn't know he's coming on. We gave him a fake name and a fake questionnaire, so this will be fun to see how he plays it out. Okay, and as promised, we have to announce the 3 winners of the Sprouty giveaway, which is a nice bag of these new Sprouty tees, and of course, a nice black Turf Today t-shirt. So the 3 winners were j.miller.golf, JSHS Moore, and Birch Creek Turf. So those 3 accounts on Instagram, hit us up, and we will get your information to send you out the packages. So congratulations to all 3 of those winners. That is fantastic, and we know there's going to be a lot more coming from Sprouty. And if you don't believe me, why don't you take it from the man himself, Christian Grace. Here he is.
Oh, all right.
Don't worry about it.
That's all I'll say then. No worries. All right, cool. So sorry. Now we're good. Away from everybody.
Yeah, so we just we wanted to bring you on here a little bit. There's been a lot of buzz about the Sprout tea, and people are certainly getting the first kind of wave of everything. So we just wanted to bring you on to talk about the product and the idea and everything, and yeah, so just love to hear about it a bit.
It's it's been fun. It's been wild. So I'm a PGA professional off and on. I'm 38 and from Massachusetts. It's been a fun little ride though. It's an idea I've had since I got to the PGA when I was 20, 21 as an apprentice. Mostly just playing in, state opens and regional, stuff and qualifiers here and there. But was always working at golf courses. I caddied as a kid out in Nantucket. And I always would see kind of from the superintendent maintenance side, I'd see people with pliers pulling plastic tees out of reels. And even, when I was like 22, 23, just kind of hanging out maintenance crews all the time, thinking there's got to be a better solution than this. And I was kind of coming at it from the agronomy side of it. Trying to come up with a solution for getting rid of plastic tees, getting caught in reels, or paying people to pick up the wood tees. So for years, I was kind of pounding the drum of like, how do I get sawdust and seed or some type of a biodegradable material all mixed together into the rough shape of a tee? And so I contacted patent lawyers and did my due diligence and basically, ran into no real speed blocks other than the fact that I couldn't get to work. I couldn't get any type of seed to you can either add compression to get into that form, and then the seed would just not grow because it was squeezed too hard, or you would add moisture like a glue, and then it would just kind of fall apart. Or this, there's a couple times where I felt like I had a pretty good prototype, and then a week later you come back and all the teas are growing in the bag. And you're like, oh, and so so there was a bunch of speed bumps, and eventually got kind of to the point maybe 7 or 8 years ago where I just kind of started ghosting my lawyer because I had nothing for him. I couldn't really pursue the patent any farther. I couldn't get a functioning prototype. And then about 2 or 3 years ago, I started to find some cool companies that made biodegradable 3D filament. So basically, they would go to, it was a company called Buzzed in Seattle. And they would go around to little breweries and they'd buy up their wheat and barley, and they would turn and kind of, I guess, boil it down, and they make something called PHA, which is basically vegetable byproducts. So a lot of like starches and that kind of stuff. And then they would mix either recycled wood or, whatever other kind of eco-friendly byproducts to stiffen up the material. And then from there, the light kind of came on that we could kind of make a tea out of this. So then I kind of got back in touch with the lawyers and we pursued the patents. And then, so now in the past year or so, since we've kind of gone public with it, it's been fun. It's been exciting. We've changed our philosophy a little bit as we've gone. I originally started off with the idea of kind of like almost like a disposable tea that were very kind of thin and full of seed and would be gone in, days to weeks. But it just seems like I also kind of think it's going to take a little while for the golfing community to catch up. Similar to like I always equate in my head to how you look at an old Pepsi bottle from the 90s and they were so thick and cumbersome. And then you look at a water bottle now and they're so thin. And I think that transition, you heard a lot of people like, I can't stand the new water bottles. And it's funny how, and I think it's going to be that same transition with the teas. I think right now people are very used to a big bulky plastic tee that they can also use as a divot repair tool and everything else. I think down the road, hopefully, the teas will start to be a little more, eco-friendly and better for the environment, and in that sense. So it's been good. So in the past, I don't know, 6 months or a year, we've gotten into dozens of courses quickly, and it's been a kind of a fun ride. But it's also taken our company in a more environmentally conscious route, as opposed to just trying to help out the agronomy side. That was my original intent, was just working on golf courses. How can we get these plastic tees out of here for the superintendents? And now the more we've dove into it and the more I've kind of become conscious of the stuff across the country, there's a lot of golf courses run by parks and recs departments and that kind of stuff, state run courses. I'm currently at a town owned course that we manage. And it's wild to see from that side that the towns will be limiting plastic straws, but then at the same time, we'll be giving everybody plastic tees to hit into the ponds on their courses. And it just, all of a sudden, it kind of became an obvious blind spot of like, there's a huge part of the golf community that's just, myself included for years, would take a handful of plastic tees at the private course. And as soon as you get one that's bent, you just, flick it into the pond or see you later or whatever. And you would never do that when you go fishing. You'd never take a handful of straws and throw it in the pond. But at a golf course, it seems almost normal.
That's just how it is.
Yeah, that was kind of like an eye-opening point of like, once I started focusing on that and doing, my own golf tournaments or lessons or whatever, you really notice it with other people of just like, painted tee right into the pond. And you're like, well, you wouldn't dump like a little shot glass of paint into a pond. That would make you cringe, but throwing 10 tees in, no big deal. So it's kind of an odd blind spot in golf. So that's kind of been a focus for us over the past few months, especially just trying to really attack the eco side of it and the environmental aspect, not just the let's keep the plastic, courses from paying people to pick up plastic tees. That's a nice side effect too, but it's also a big benefit to the environment to not be throwing all the plastic and the paint and everything back into the environment, as opposed to Sprouties are, like I said, vegetable byproducts. So no cutting down trees to make more tees just to throw them back on the ground. Certainly no more petroleum-based plastics, all that stuff. So it seems a good way to kind of use what was a waste anyways, planting barley, barley and wheat byproducts from a beer company, or there's a few other chocolate factories that have no use of the extra cocoa kind of byproducts. And it's a good way to kind of use something that would be going into a landfill, put it back on the golf courses. And it's overall, we've actually found from some of these, they actually have a positive impact on the seed around them. A lot of these vegetable byproducts, almost like a good little, I don't want to say fertilizer, but it's certainly better for the environment than a current plastic tee or painted.
Absolutely, man. It's such a good idea. And for people who haven't heard about Sprout Tea yet, I think it's amazing how you went after the idea of putting seed in the tea and making the tea environmentally friendly and biodegradable. So you kind of went after two different things at the same time. Was one of those ideas came before the other one, or were they kind of hand in hand?
Yeah, great question. Yeah, so I definitely think from where I was coming from, I was definitely on the golf course side of it, almost, look on the business side of it, thinking we've got a lot of people on these private courses that we're managing being paid to pick up plastic tees, and they can only do as good of a job as they're doing, and then we're kind of resetting our reels every couple of days because they're full of plastic tees. So in the beginning, that was kind of I was working at a private course and I was just watching us hand out plastic tees and then kind of in the background swearing that the plastic tees were caught in our reels. And I just remember at a young age being like, what are we doing here? There's got to be a better solution than this. And even the wood tees, whatever. But it also made a lot of sense to me, too, when I'd watch guys mix divot mix. And you see them putting seed in divot mix. 3 days later, it's all growing. And you're like, well,
Mm-hmm.
that box of divot mix is useless. Most people didn't use it anyways. Every time you do a big scramble tournament, they're not touching the divot boxes. So
Right.
from that standpoint, I was like, there's got to be a way to kind of subconsciously get the seed into the players' hands and get them using it, whether they're even noticing it or not. And what's nice
Mm-hmm.
now is like certain types of grass seed are fairly small. Like a bent grass is very tiny. So we fill our tees with bent grass, and you're getting way more bent grass out of a tee than you would out of a divot scoop, just because we don't have to mix the dirt in as well. So that
Right.
side of it has come along nicely. Like I said, originally my focus was to make it a like from the maintenance side of it, we were really focused on helping out the golf courses. That was my goal as a PGA pro on this side of it. I was always feeling like there's got to be a better solution than hitting tees into a plastic pond all day. And then our course will go up for, they test our water through the town and see if there's plastic in the ponds. And you're like, oh, I wouldn't be shocked if there was, because we're selling plastic tees here. So that was a wild thing too.
Yeah.
So all those things kind of came together. And like I said, originally was, let's see if I can get some sawdust compressed into a T shape and put some seed in it. And then, like I said, that's not an original idea. I think in the 70s, there was a kid from Ireland whose family owned a bakery, and he was trying to make teas out of flour. And that was the original idea, was
Wow.
biodegradable teas made out of flour, and they try to put seed in. I think the issue throughout the time of, people have maybe attempted this in the past. Like I said, no existing patents on it, but I think the execution of it was difficult. So I think the 3D printing was kind of what
Mm-hmm.
unlocked it. Trying to get
Right.
yourself something that you could put seed inside of and then let it sit on the shelf for 2 years was tough. So the 3D printing's been nice because everything stays dry, not much heat happening, so all the seed stays perfectly fine inside. And then what is nice is that a big knock on 3D printing, usually the filament breaks down under UV light. Most people that use 3D printers are printing, dragons and stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas, and then they put the dragon on the windowsill and then complain to the filament company, my dragon's falling apart in the sunlight. Whereas for us, that was a benefit. So I kind of went to these companies, and there's actually some good research and science behind it now, that if you add just a little bit of sugar to a lot of these plant-based polymers, they fall apart very quickly under UV light, which is nice for us. So we started to actually kind of look to these companies where what they were getting kind of knocked for was a big benefit for us. So we found companies that are, eco-conscious, that also had filament that broke down quickly under kind of natural environments. A lot of these companies were originally for like gardening stuff. If you wanted to make little gardening
Mm-hmm.
labels for your zucchini, they wanted it to be able to fall apart naturally. So it's
Right.
been nice that there's been more and more companies that we've had kind of our opportunity to pick from. In the beginning, when we started this, we had very few companies, and we were kind of buying out all their inventory immediately as they had it. And now there's more and more companies that have gotten onto this train of like replacing the petroleum-based plastics with, vegetable-based plastics. And especially when you put them in your hands, they feel very, very similar. It's kind of wild.
So where would you guys be at with durability? Because I guess it'd be a bit of a double-edged sword. Do you want the tees to
Right.
break, or do you want them to last a whole round? Like, how does that kind of work with everything?
That was like a big battle for me, and I had to, kind of put my own being full of myself aside, because I was using our thinnest ones as my prototypes, just like going on the course and trying them before we had given them to anybody. And I was like, I love these are great. And then I give them to a friend, and they're like, they're breaking immediately. And it's like, all right. And it was just
Mm-hmm.
a matter of two. I noticed when I do lessons, you do lessons with kids, or you do lessons with people that aren't golfers, and you watch someone who's not a golfer put a tee in the ground, and they're rooting it around and everything. And it's like, and you realize that once you get good at it, it's a lot different. You push straight down, whatever. So our
Mm-hmm.
philosophy's changed over the past maybe 6 months, and now we actually offer our full line of durability. So they're 3D printed, so it's how thick the walls are will dictate how durable,
Right.
how durable they are. So our first line that we put out were 3 walls thick with a big hollow center, and not very durable, but broke down in days to weeks. And then we've since now offer all the way into to a solid core tee that's just as durable as a premium plastic tee, but it breaks
Okay.
down obviously slower, three months plus. Most of the plastic the PLA that we buy says back to the earth in 6 months. So that
Okay.
means basically totally gone. But as far as like a functional tee that you could pick up in your hand, I think it's far less than that, weeks to months.
Every sprout tee that was broken on your course or disposed of on a course would be gone by the next season.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. 6 months.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And it's wild now that I noticed that, and I go out on like my own driving range here, and I had somebody give me a box of bright orange wood tees like 4 years ago. And every few weeks I'll kick one out of the dirt and I'll still find one out there.
Yeah.
And it's
You
like,
still
you
see
think
one out
that
there.
wood
Yeah.
tees kind of disappear quick. And then now that you look for it, you're like, and then realistically, when you do the research, a wood tee can hang around for 10 years plus. Most of the time, I think they're probably 3 to 5 years. If they're buried in the mud, they're going to fall apart. Whereas, like I said, most of these vegetable byproducts we're using, once the UV light hits them, few weeks, few months, they pretty much turn into dust and falling apart, and they're gone. And like I said,
That's
they're
amazing.
basically just a lot of beet and potato starch. It seems to be the bulk of what most of these companies do. I know some companies use corn byproducts, but it seems like the most probably cost efficient is just the beets and the potatoes because it's a heavy starch, and I think that's what the basis of most of the material is. So it's been nice in that sense. So even if if you do leave them around, or if they flip into that deep rough in front of the tee box and you don't notice it, they're going to be
Right.
gone pretty quick. And then the other benefit is too, even wood tees are solid. So these are hollow for the most part, and like I said, we have all levels of durability. But even our most durable ones, still, if you run them over with a mower, far better for your mower than a standard plastic one, which is going to melt and stretch and everything else. These just kind of crack and fall apart, and which is nice. So yeah, it's been a good, we've been very fortunate, and a lot of things have lined up nicely for us in the sense that as we've looked for more materials, better materials have been coming out, and then also just how the materials react, what a lot of people would consider a downside with the UV light and that kind of stuff has been great for us. So
That's unbelievable. I don't think you're going to be able to convert every golfer
no,
because, a lot of people have their things, but this is something that should be an option at every golf course. It should be an
the
option,
goal is
right?
going to be we just started rolling out our maps, and we've been working with some agronomy specialists that do this for a living, and we're basically just trying to we did about 1,000 course poll to see what courses use for their tee boxes for seed, based on like throughout the country, whether that's just asking friends who are pros or calling courses and what do you guys seed your tee boxes with, that kind of stuff. And it's wild how consistent the country is, kind of based on their demographic, their temperature. So northern courses, it's a lot of bent grass and perennial rye. Southern courses, you get the zoysia and the Bermuda turf, and they kind of will overseed with some perennial rye or Bermuda sometimes. But it's been nice in the sense that we can now hopefully as courses get on board with us, we send them a decal. They throw the decal on their window that's color coded. It shows where you're using
Hmm.
bent grass. If you guys have sprouties, feel free to use your bent grass sprouties here. We're trying to discourage, obviously, people to flying across country using odd seed on other people's courses isn't great. But we
Yeah.
have done a fair amount of research too that if you use sprouties using Bermuda seed on a bent grass course, it's a negligible amount. So the idea should be the accumulation of tees being used at a course will keep your greens, your tee boxes looking great. As opposed to if I just happen to have a pocket full of sprouties and go to LA and play, it's not going to affect their tee boxes any more than bird droppings or seed caught on your cleats or anything like that. There's plenty of
Hmm.
cross seed contamination at golf courses, and the native seed,
100%.
native grass usually kind of drowns it out.
It'll outcompete it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's been a nice benefit too. So we right now we sell 5 or 6 of the major types of seed, and then we also sell a lot of blanks. So just the empty ones that are biodegradable, that are just good for the environment, but don't have any seed in them. Some of the private courses have preferred those just because they are turf, and they prefer to overseed with that, their own methods. And then we also have some places that are actual turf, like fake turf, and they just wanted the
Right.
biodegradable seeds for when they teas for when they fly beyond the turf. So that's been good too. So it's been nice though. I think the system in place is growing, which is a big thing. So as courses get on board and they start to offer them, a lot more and more courses now offering the sticker on the door. So when you walk in, if you got a bag of sprouties in your pocket and you see, oh, this is a red course, this is all Bermuda here. I think it's going to educate the public a lot too, and I'm hoping that by educating the public of this isn't fake grass out here. There's a lot of work that goes into it. That may
Right.
just have a auxiliary effect of, side effect of trying to keep people to be a little more respectful. When you get the pocket full of broken teas in your bag, you don't just toss them into the pond. That kind of stuff. I think that'll be a wild change over the next maybe 5 or 10 years. And it's also obvious with which kind of states are super into it, which states could care less so far. It's funny.
Hmm.
You can just tell from our website hits who's interested and who's not. And it's kind of wild. You can kind of see throughout at least our country which states are kind of environmentally conscious more so than others, and they're super into it and on board. And other countries are kind of like, we're fine with our plastic, and you're like, all right,
Yeah.
it's fine too.
Yeah.
But I
Sounds good.
think I think it'll all come around. I think as we go, the days of using 3 or 4 gram plastic teas everywhere is going to be kind of going away, in the sense that just environmentally it doesn't seem sustainable, and also not great for the courses too. So both benefits there.
Yeah. No, I think you guys are doing a great job. It's something that's going to help out everybody, you know.
Thank
And
you.
if the players can be out on the course that are actually feeling like they're doing their part, it's kind of like having all the new cars that have that auto stop feature where they, you're in a drive through, you hit a red light and the car turns itself off,
Right.
so you can, save the environment. So it's going to be stuff like that. People are all getting behind, and
Yep.
I think it's great that you can have options for different courses. The tees are really cool. How you have different colors and you can have different designs on the bags and things like. It's you guys have thought of a lot of the different aspects of having a business and having a product and stuff. So
Thank you.
done a
Yeah,
great job,
I
and we're
appreciate
gonna
that.
we're gonna do what we can to support you guys and offer promo codes and help people get these teas out.
Love
Excuse
it.
me. I did have one question about
Sure.
commissions. Do
Yeah.
you guys offer commissions to like greenskeepers and people that work at different courses to try and get your product to their course?
Absolutely. Yeah, we just started doing that this past month. So basically, course to course, kind of we discuss it with them. But absolutely, yeah. If you're a greenskeeper or a superintendent, and you feel like your course could benefit from this, we certainly kick back some of the profit back to you. Also, too, I think the thing to benefit the courses is the teas are basically the same price as a wood tea. Cheaper than most plastic teas too, and they come full of seeds. So it's been a benefit to the courses, especially lower income courses. They're getting their customers to pay for the same price for the teas, but now they're getting a lot of the course seeded, and the golfers are kind of paying for it, which is nice for your lower courses that are on that
Yep.
edge of struggling to keep everything seeded and stuff. It's nice that the golfer can pay $1.25 for a pack of teas and go out there and actually seed the course as opposed to paying $1.25 and leaving a bunch of divots. So it should, in theory,
Man, it's win-win.
yeah, the hope is that it's going to be not a big difference from the golfer side. It's going to feel like a standard wood or plastic tee, and you are still encouraged to pick them up and everything like that. But if you don't, or if it lands in the pond, you don't have to lose any sleep over it. And also, you can feel a little bit better about how you're helping the maintenance staff out at these courses, seeding the tee boxes. I know I'm guilty of it, hitting a bad shot in a par three and walking away and not filling that divot. At least now there'll be a little bit of auxiliary seed going in there, so just as a
Hmm.
just helping out the maintenance staff however it can. But like I said, as we've gotten better at our product, the teas contain more and more seeds. So I'm starting to. We originally were like, if we can get a couple, seeds in each one, that'd be great. And now we're at the point where we're kind of filling them, and it's been good. Just as our actual like development of the teas has gone, we've figured out how to getting better and better at it, fitting more and more in. So it's been fun. It's been wild.
That's awesome. So if you want to get these the Sprouties out to your course, definitely reach out to Christian at
Absolutely.
Sprouty Golf. Do you guys have any contacts or emails, or just is it through Instagram and stuff like that?
Yeah, so we have our website. We have it through Instagram. We do have a Facebook page. We just started getting going. But yeah, mostly through Instagram. Our own individual website is mostly where we're at right now. We are also just going on to Amazon and a few other bigger things as far as
Ooh,
like.
Amazon, that is going to be big for you guys.
Yeah, that's
That's
going to be a
huge.
wild one, and that's a wild one. We've just started more and more selling to individual people as opposed to courses, and
Hmm.
it's been good to hear the feedback. Honestly, it's been really good. So, but yeah, that's the next steps. We just signed a couple partnerships this past maybe month or so with 3 or 4 partnerships with other similar-minded golf brands. We're excited about. We'll let them kind of roll those out as we get going. But yeah, it's been exciting for sure.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you coming on today, and
Thank you so much.
we'll definitely have more information about the products coming out. We just announced our 3 winners there from the contest, so they'll be getting their bags in the mail soon, and this is something that should just keep growing. So, like we said, reach out to Christian if you
We'll
can, and
keep a steady flow of heading towards you guys as we keep coming up with new products. We'll send them to you guys too. Just we appreciate anybody, just the awareness of it, and I just like I said, trying to give courses another option. So it's been great.
that's awesome, man. Well, we'll let you get back to work, and I'm sure you got a long day on the golf course, but this has been
That's all
great.
right. I'm gonna go pretend to give some lessons, but really I'll be focusing on me.
There you
Um,
go.
Thanks, Adam. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem, man. This has been great.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
Okay, brother. Have a good one.
Thank you.
So, yeah, big things from Sprouty. I think that's something that should be everywhere. Why not? As long as they can get it down and it works, the fact that it can be eliminated from your golf course and seed put back, why not? They're killing it. Definitely somebody we're partnering with. We're excited about. Want to get them out into your hands. So check them out. Grab some bags. They do bags with your course logo on them, your name on them, whatever you want to do. So it's definitely something to jump on. Are you ready for them? I mean, we'll play a little music for them, get them going. But are you actually ready for Trev? He's been a busy man, hard to get on the mic. But he's real excited to go right now. So we're going to fire it on down to California. Here he is, Mr. Trevor Larson. What's up, bud?
Busy,
Oh
busy,
yeah,
busy, busy.
I can imagine. Fucking full on brand now, Larson Golf. So must take up a lot of your time.
Most of it, yeah.
Yeah,
Trying to get ready for Beer Gusta on Saturday, so
nice.
running out of time.
Yeah, well, you're a guy that never had any free time, so I don't know how you're making it work.
Still don't have any free time.
That's what it's like to have two jobs. Just fucking make it work. You got it on in the background or what?
No, look, I have to use my computer now. So,
Should have
well,
made like a master setup and gone in front of the TV or something.
clubs building that was on my computer in the shop.
Nice.
No mas.
How do you feel about Bryson and Scotty having a day?
How about, I'm pretty sure I picked him last time, was my boy Max Homa, who just had a hell of a front nine, who's heading into the back right now.
Yeah, he's 4 under, looking good.
Victor kind of pooped himself a little bit, but he ended up being 1 under. He just had a couple stupid mistakes, so he's still in it.
Yeah, might be out of
Work
it.
phone download.
Boom. Well, people are listening to this on Tuesday, so obviously it's over. They've already put the green jacket on somebody. Do you want to switch up your vote from a few weeks ago, or are you still thinking,
I don't remember who I picked a few weeks ago. I'm fairly solid that I used Max Homa as my wild card, and I think I'm going to ride that. I'll stick to my original picks. I don't remember who they are.
okay, were you Willie Z?
Willie Z was my wild card.
I think Willie Z was your PGA tour guy, and then your live guy was Cam Smith.
Cam Smith, yeah, and he's pooping himself too. But I mean, they're all still in it in a sense. I mean, they said it earlier that no one has ever won it without being in the top 10 on Thursday.
Okay.
So not being in the top 10 today, history wise, is I don't think it's ever been done. I think they said maybe it's been done once and it was Tiger.
Yeah.
So he's playing well though.
Yeah, it's good to see him out there.
I think he'll make the cut. I want to say I called that too. I think I called him making the cut.
I believe so. Well, I mean, we all
Um,
want to see it. Saturday, Sunday Tiger is what golf's made for, right? Want to see
yeah.
it. Especially him at Augusta.
Max Homa is one of my absolute favorites.
He's your guy.
Victor's my guy, but Max is a homie.
Did you like Victor's round one attire?
I'm super annoyed at the giant sponsors on his collarbones.
Hmm.
I get it, make
He
your
does that
money,
though, eh?
but like no one should
No?
do that. It's so dumb. But I'll never knock Victor's fit. He's getting paid lots of money to look ridiculous, so
There you go.
I'd be
Yeah.
doing it too.
If you're getting millions to wear something specific, it's like, all right.
I don't know if he's getting millions, but he's making enough to make himself look like an ass. Like he's got two things on his chests, but they're embroidered in, but like they're like fucking patches on Hovland's shirt.
Yeah.
Like they're ridiculous. Oh, Scheffler came in at 600 too, so Scotty's in the mix as always.
Did you notice anything different about the course this year or anything, any
They
changes?
extended a few tees.
I know number two was a
Um,
big one, right? They backed that up.
yeah, they're
Was
just, I guess the president or whatever, the Masters says like they don't want to make it an 8,000 yard course, but it looks like it's going to head that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Jeez.
guys are hitting it so long. They're like, oh my God, Tiger's still getting 180 ball speeds. Like, dude, modern technology too. Like,
Exactly.
obviously it's Tiger. Yeah, he's 49. He had his injuries, but the dude does nothing but work out and practice his golf swing. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
and modern golf technology, dude. Like,
Yeah.
it's
And do they just not want the scores getting lower? Is that what it is?
no, it's because players are too long.
Hmm.
They don't want 180-yard shots, like second shots into par fives.
Right.
That might be a smidge of an exaggeration, but like
No, but
210,
still,
whatever.
you
Like
want
they
a
don't
par
want
five to
that.
be a real par five.
That's not fun. That's why they're doing the ball rollback, which is dumb as shit.
What did you think a few of those Augusta Goes Hard videos? Like I know that came out last year. I think we watched it. We both watched it last year, like the whole thing. There's some really interesting clips. But
Yeah, I mean, I didn't rewatch them this year because we watched them last year.
mhm.
Yeah, they're sick because it's crazy to think of all the shit that they have there.
Yeah, it's so
Um,
extra. I know they have a
it's
big budget or an unlimited budget, but it is very extra.
that's the entirety of the Masters is extra though.
Well, that's why we love it, right?
I love it because there's no phones allowed. They will throw out anyone so quickly for being a jackass.
Hmm.
They will be tossed out on their ass so quick that you couldn't even blink. The patrons are there for the golf, for the course, for the history. It's not for fucking clout. There's no YouTube golfers there being dumb fucks.
Exactly.
Like, that's what's great about the Masters. I'm not in the best mood, as
No?
you can probably tell
Come on,
by
Trev.
my bickering, my grinding my gears.
We should tell people about our guests coming on, eh?
You can tell them because I have no idea. I'm so far out of the loop.
Damn, we got your email there?
I have something that was funny about the Goes Hards video first that I sent you this morning.
Okay, do it.
So Tim Peters messaged, "How hard does it go?" to one of the story shares, and I said, "As hard as a diamond in a cement mixer filling a rock quarry." I
That's
mean,
how
I
hard
couldn't,
they go.
without getting super inappropriate, I couldn't think of things that are harder than those.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Um, is it Devin today?
Yes, Devin Mantha coming on.
Got it.
One of the coolest things we have to ask him about is his grandfather dug an entire irrigation system by hand on an 18-hole golf course,
So he's
which
a
sounds,
lunatic.
yeah, it's absolutely fucking mental for sure.
But then
But
again, back in grandpa age days, those were fucking men, and I bet he didn't even bitch about it.
it was just what they were going to do. They needed water on the plants, so they were going to dig it. And I guess it just
God,
probably took a while, but they made it
it was
happen.
probably
So,
only buried like 2 feet deep, but still, it's 2 feet of trench. I mean, I'm thinking of a modern irrigation system where you have main line and then all of the laterals and everything. It was probably not to knock it at all. That feat is insane, and he's going to tell the story. And I'm 100% speculating, but like it had to have been like block system, little more simple
probably.
than a modern. But still, it's insane to dig
Yeah.
that by hand. Oh my goodness! Even just to go out and dig it with like a mini X takes forever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You
Down
got to get
long
that ditch
holes and
witch.
things like that. Got to get
Yeah,
that ditch witch.
yeah, pretty much.
Do you like the Sunday Red stuff now that you've seen more of it and him wearing it and stuff?
No, I
No,
like
still out.
no, it's fine. I was never like a big hater. Like I think the one thing came out that there's 13 stripes in the tiger for his 13 majors or something like that, which is
Wicked.
cool.
Yeah,
So if he wins this, then they're gonna change the logo. But
you're gonna have to.
I saw they put out a green hoodie with the white tiger and the white strings. That was pretty cool. I mean, it's gonna get better. It's
Yeah. So has stuff actually come out for sale? Like, can you actually buy that stuff?
I would imagine
Dave, who's Dave? Uh-oh.
that's a hell of a mustache. Oh, it's a full beard.
What's up, kid?
That looks like Jordan Cluckless.
Does it?
A little bit.
Maybe his long lost brother.
That would be really unfortunate for him. Sorry, Jordan. Best thing
His
is he would laugh at it.
Canadian cousin. Jordan would love that. Yeah.
Well, as he was a week behind, we're still waiting for your audio there, pal. So we're gonna shoot the shit until you get on board. He was like a week behind on an episode, and it was a Tuesday, and he messaged me on the page and was like, "Oh man, great episode this week." And I was like, "Yeah, we had to skip a week. We had some shit going on with family. Like, fuck you." Like just joking. And he goes, "Oh no, I meant like the Italian lady. Like, it was awesome." And I was like, "Oh, you're a week behind, dipshit." Oh, take out the
Oh, that's
earbuds.
good.
The wireless earbuds suck.
Yeah, the wireless ones are bad, eh? They got to get better
Yeah.
with that shit.
I think it's only bad with the Zoom because they're amazing with everything else.
Sounds like he's having an issue. Oh,
No, it looks like it. It doesn't
yeah.
sound like anything.
We have lots of fun here with our guests, don't we?
Are you inside or outside the shed? Because that tin wall looks like it should be on the outside. Should we just relentlessly talk shit until he can hear us?
I mean,
There's
yeah.
no reaction.
Am I in?
Oh,
Oh,
you guys
we
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yeah.
We'll get there.
I am right next to the router. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. You know sign language?
Yes. I hope he's just fucking with us. 'Cause
This
isn't
feels
it-
like a
not.
giant palm in the face emoji. That's what this whole thing is right now. Reset, close your Zoom, and redo it, and just hop back in. Sometimes that works.
he can't hear you though.
I'm
It's like-
already sitting down in a new room.
We can see and hear you.
This motherfucker.
Exit out.
Nope, I'm good now.
Redo.
You're good? You can hear us?
No.
Well, how the
Okay.
fuck did you respond to that?
Here we go. He's with us.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Now we can. Okay,
There's the
there we
bad
go.
boy of turf today, and then there's also the
Do I need
court
to go up to the
jester.
clubhouse or what?
No, you're fine. We can hear you and everything. It's a matter of you hearing us now.
Trevor, are you gonna chug a beer for this guy now or what?
No, I'm not.
No.
It's aerification season. Are you ready? The Genesis RX line of products represents the most comprehensive fertilizers the Andersons has ever assembled, combining dispersing granule components like Contact DG and Humic DG with minor elements, microbials, zeolite, and more. These homogeneous blends are designed to reduce the complexity of aerification fertility and accelerate turfgrass recovery. Learn more at andersonspro.com/Genesis.
Jesus.
It could always be worse, Adam. I think this is karma. This is like the perfect example of karma.
Yeah, could be. Got us back. God damn it.
So I think you got this.
Oh, we'll be okay.
Shit happens. Honestly, that's like kind of my motto at work. Shit happens and don't fuck up. That's like my go-to things that I say probably 3 or 4 times a week.
Well, I mean, at the golf course, stuff is always going to happen, right?
This is
Like, there's always going to be things that happen.
Yeah.
There's always going to be solutions. And yeah, it's probably about not getting too down on yourself, right? It's kind of like, hey, this happened. Let's figure out a solution.
This is a perfect example of fighting through whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking of fighting through whatever, I got a question for you.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Good spray Syngenta products.
Syngenta. Oof. When I first started turf, our course had a bunch of Syngenta stuff. But the course I've been working at for a while now, it's mainly turf fuel and a few other things. Problem is we don't have as many products as you guys have in the States.
Yep.
So Syngenta just has a few up here, and like the
Okay.
Daconil,
Yep.
Daconil was a big one, right?
Yep.
That was kind of the one that everybody went to for a while, but
Gotcha.
yeah. Were you going through that right now?
No. So I have a real weird story. So last year I was spraying Brisquet. Don't ask me what the active ingredients are because that was like almost a year ago.
Okay.
But where to God, I poured the correct amount into my first 3 sprays, and I had like 45 more ounces than I was supposed to left in the jug.
Yeah.
And I had to have fucked up. There's no way I didn't fuck up. And then that was in the back of my mind. I like told my super, he's like, dude, we're fine. Like disease pressure is super low. No big deal.
Yeah.
Well, I'm spraying our fine fescue stand like the last couple days, and they're 32-ounce jugs, right? Or oh boy, I forgot you're on the metric system.
It's okay. We use a lot of that stuff.
Okay, so 32 ounces, 32-ounce jugs. I poured 3 in because I'm about 97 ounces per tank per fuse, and I realize I have like 9 extra ounces in the tank or in the jug that I'm pouring out of. So I got an extra 8 ounces out of one bottle, essentially.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's no way that this is right. So I like checked the next box, and I'm looking at the bottle, and there's like notches on it to tell you how many ounces are in. And there's 5 extra ounces in one bottle, 7 in the other, and 2 in the other.
What?
So now I'm wondering if I'm getting the right amount of active ingredient out.
How can you know?
I have no idea.
Damn.
So that was kind of like a weird thing. And it kind of confirmed, like with the Brisquet spray last year, that something was wrong.
Interesting.
And it's only been with Syngenta too.
Yeah. And these are new, like uncracked bottles.
Correct. Everything. I have like a video too of like me opening them, pouring them into the 1 gallon Syngenta jug. And then I have like one that isn't labeled Syngenta. I pour it in there, and it's the same amount of liquid.
Interesting.
So I don't know. That's just like a, hey, check your Syngenta bottle before you start pouring.
Yeah, definitely. Well, for anybody listening, I would we'd love to hear if that's going on more. And we do have a good relationship with some of the Syngenta guys too, so we could definitely pass on some of that information if those guys are, putting out and producing bottles that have more liquid in them than they should, or more product than they should. that's going to be messing with measurements and stuff.
I think with the Fusillade, because it's a homogeneous mixture, I think I'm fine there. But I was a little bit worried about the Brisquet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you got to
It was,
watch that.
we were in a dry spell, so I was not worried about disease, and we have new grass species, so
Yeah.
not even a big deal.
I mean, you're measuring everything you're putting in, but for companies like that, they don't want to be sending extra stuff, right?
Yeah, so that was my like, is it I'm getting more carrier in the same amount of active ingredient? Because with the Brisquet, if you just let it sit, you can see the separation between like the
True.
carrier and the actual active ingredient. So that was kind of a weird thing that I noticed that I didn't remember until I started spraying yesterday. I thought I'd bring that up.
Yeah. Interesting. Is there any solution?
Dude, I have no idea. We're kind of done spraying Brisquet anyway. That was just like a
Okay.
test.
Yeah.
We're kind of switching our Simplot products right now.
Okay.
And then we're mostly spraying like generic, which is so much cheaper. We're about to build, I don't know if I've spilled the beans already, but we're probably going to start building another 9-hole short course right now.
Oh, wow.
Yep. So
You
that'll
guys have,
be,
you have the space for it?
we're in the process of buying it.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. I think we're just waiting on final, oh shoot, what's that called? The developers agreement. I think they're getting that all put together right now. And then the actual purchase of the land. And then there's 2 to 4 weeks for DNR permitting. And then we're starting probably May 1st, hopefully.
That quick.
Yeah.
Is it going to be connected to the course too, or do you have to drive a little
It'll
bit?
be right next to holes 1 and 2. There's like basically an open field that we'll be going to. And then my boss has his name's Jimmy Cavesa. He's been working for Oliphant for a long time. So he did some of the renovation at like Pebble and a bunch of other courses. So he's going to be running that whole show, and then I'm going to be running our 18.
Nice. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, I don't have an assistant though.
Oh, okay.
And I'm trying so hard to get an intern. We're just like a new course and no one knows about us. So
Yeah. So I was going to say, tell me about the course. Where are you guys located?
so I wish Trevor was here for this because he's so good at mispronouncing everything.
Yeah, he would fuck it up for sure.
Yeah. So the course is in the village of Lac La Belle, but it's associated with Oconomowoc, Wisconsin.
Okay.
So we're an 18-hole course that just did a renovation. I wasn't here for the renovation, so it was in 2019, I think it started. They purchased a little bit more land across the street from the main course. They built 4 holes over there and then put the rest where the existing course was. The only thing that they didn't touch were the fairways on current holes 9 and 10. They just expanded the fairways and put bunkers in, but the shaping and everything's the same, and redid the green complex. But
Fuck.
everything was full renovation.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I'm so glad I'm like just missing all of like the major things with the courses that I work at. And I'm so ecstatic that I don't have to be a part of the major stuff. I missed the US Open when I worked at Erin Hills.
Oh, yeah, that would have been a good one.
I mean, it would have been cool to work there, but it was a lot better the year after because then I got to actually learn instead of just work really hard for, 8 months leading up to that.
Absolutely. So after some technical difficulties, Trevor's back. Do you notice or recognize our guest at all?
It's Jordan Clarkson.
Yes, sir.
You're so close. You just gotta use the A little bit more. You got it.
He used to have it.
I never fucking
He was
had
a
it.
lot closer at first. It's
I
just
completely gave up. I couldn't spell it if I tried. I'm not even looking at it. You're just Clarkson. Ask Squire.
Yeah,
It's gonna keep evolving. Your last name is now an amoeba that completely moves all the time.
it's just gonna
So
keep
do I
jumping
tell
around.
you my last name today or no? Do we just
mean,
keep it?
There's a part of me that really wants to know because it's been pissing me off for months, and there's a part of me that doesn't want to, just so I can keep calling you Clarkson.
Just keeps it exciting.
I mean, there's nothing stopping you once you know my last name.
Everything is stopping me. Usually my linguistic ability is what's stopping me.
Gets him every time.
boy.
Well, we were
Is it
talking
just
about
Klaus?
the Kalous.
No.
Good try.
Kalous.
Nope.
Okay, well, there's my 2 tries.
You did so good.
I
I
always
didn't
say
get it, therefore I
Kalous.
didn't do good.
Oh.
What is this fucking little league where everyone gets a participation trophy now? No, I
Yeah.
lost.
Exactly.
Well, I heard they do it in California.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's fucking pathetic. You can talk shit on California you want. I'm probably going to agree with 99% of it.
Oh boy.
Oh man. So he's Jordan's the assistant at Club Lac LaBelle, but we wanted to go back a little bit and talk quickly about working in the MLB because we haven't had anybody on here that actually was a groundskeeper. So I'd love to know a little bit about what's kind of the important part about taking care of a baseball diamond.
So 99% of it, the work is donated to home plate, the mound area, and the skin, which is the dirt
The skin.
infield. Yes, the skin. That's what it's referred to as.
I've never heard that before.
Yep.
That is
And
weird.
then the grass it's just grass. It's not really that big of a deal. Milwaukee and I guess Camden Yards and
Baltimore.
Bush State probably have the toughest.
St. Louis.
Yep. Those are probably the toughest places to grow grass in the MLB.
Really?
What kind of grass is it?
So it's a blend of bluegrasses. So here's the problem with Miller Park, or I guess it's AmFam Field now.
This is
It's
in
still Miller
Milwaukee,
Park
right?
forever. It's
Yeah.
always going to be Miller Park.
Yep.
Yeah.
So right field does not get a lot of sun, even in the middle of the summer. So they've got to use grow lights out there, like you see on those fields.
Isn't it a partial dome?
Yep.
Yeah.
So retractable roof. Right field does not get a lot of sun, so they have more shade tolerant bluegrass in right field as opposed to left field.
Mm.
That's kind of like a big deal. And then they're moving those giant lights that you see on soccer fields.
They actually use that? Yeah.
They have 3 big ones and a small one.
Wow.
At least when I've only been there twice since I haven't worked there. So that was 2016. So it's been a while.
Yeah.
Do you guys ever do the logo in the outfield and stuff like they do nowadays?
No. So the guy that was running the place, he was pretty conservative about things. Like he wouldn't even put a pattern in the field. He just counterclockwise mow or clockwise, depending on the day.
Was that all?
Sounds like
that wasn't hand brushes, right? That's the
Yeah.
mowers.
A Toro, I think in 2017. So that would be like a 1600. So that 26-inch, I think 8-blade, I would guess, because they were mowing it, I think 900 in the infield and then an inch in the outfield.
Yeah.
seems kind of tall. But I guess it's super, super tight. That bluegrass is just so tight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice and thick.
Manic.
Take those ground balls.
Dude, you ever taken a bad hop on a ground ball? It's brutal.
No, but I took a baseball off the face my first college appearance.
First college appearance. Wow.
Was it batting or playing the in? Where did you get hit?
Pitcher. So I got hit in the jaw.
Ooh.
Shouldn't have thrown such a fucking good pitch for him to hit then, guy. That's on you.
Well, so here's the whole story. I was behind home plate. It was the first game of the year. We're down in Florida. I was told I was definitely not playing because I was a freshman. Our starting pitcher was getting shelled, and our coach popped out of the dugout and he yelled at me to go get ready. Mind you, I was a closer in high school.
What did he say for you to go get ready?
He said, "Get the fuck over here."
Damn it. I was hoping to trick you into saying your last name.
Radar gun, I just dropped. What is going on? It's the second inning with 1 out. So by the time I get in, bases are loaded, and I got out of the jam, and then the following inning, so I guess that'd be the second. I was 0-2 on their 4-hitter, but I didn't know it was their 4-hitter because I did 0 prep on the team because I told I was not playing. I thought I could sneak a 0-2 fastball, and next I know I'm on the ground.
Damn.
Yep.
Hell yeah. 86 down the dick. Pow!
Yep, right at the face.
Jesus.
I was back on the mound on Thursday.
Is that why you're so ugly?
Yeah, basically.
Sorry, that
At
was a
least I'm
cheap
not
shot.
short.
Cheap shot across
I'm
the
a
computer.
perfectly average height, sir.
Well, you're not average between the three of us.
Yeah, I'm
Adam,
on
are
the lower end. It's
like
okay.
my
Just
height,
like my golf score, it's lower than all y'all.
Ooh,
100%. I am getting progressively worse at golf.
no.
That's how I felt the last 2 weeks. I've been playing like dog shit.
Oh,
Anyways,
that's too bad.
whatever.
That is too
It's
bad.
golf.
So now you're a greenskeeper. What pulled you out of working on the grounds crew?
So I moved to Colorado to
Wow.
be a ski bum for a little while. Like
Hell yeah.
I was
Wow.
planning on going to therapy school. So I was like, I need a year off. I switched majors in college my junior year. So I basically did that whole program in 1 year or in 2 years.
Wow.
And that was absolutely terrible because I was taking like 24 credits a semester
Just
to
grinding.
just grinding through it. And then I was working for AT&T in business to business sales, and I saw a golf course like 2 blocks from where I lived needed some help. So I was like, oh, I can work there a couple days a week in the mornings. And the assistant went to Rutgers. So he was like, hey, if you want a job in the future, like there's not a lot of assistants. So maybe go to school. And then the next year I was going to Rutgers. Basically, I worked at Erin Hills, which had the US Open in 2017. And then 2018, I started school at Rutgers.
Wow.
Sounds like you're very easily influenced.
Basically, I wanted a stable job because, student loan, all that stuff.
So Rutgers, how was Rutgers? I know a few guys that have gone to that program. Is that something you'd recommend?
Oh, absolutely 100%. I did the spring class, or wait, I don't know if they call it the winter, the spring class, but the one that's January to March. That is
Probably.
absolutely perfect
Ooh.
for our area, at
Yeah,
least.
that'd be nice.
I don't know about down south by Trevor. I don't know if the fall season's better or the spring, but
It all depends on the grass type. I
yeah.
mean, growing grass around here is pretty easy, but keeping it healthy is the challenge because we get humid and moist real quick, and then all of a sudden we'll be dry, and then it'll be cold, and it's juggling weather. I mean, we
Juggling.
hit like 82 degrees today, and it's gonna go back to 65 tomorrow.
Oof.
It's
That's a
it's
swing.
stupid. Yeah, it's stupid. But it's always sunny, and we can play golf 365 days of the year. So
Yeah, it's not a bad life. So about 2 weeks ago, we got about 3 inches of rain, had a flood warning, and then about 5 minutes later, we started with about 6 inches of snow.
Jesus Christ.
Like Mother Nature.
Yeah,
It's always something.
that's great.
Sakes.
It's awesome. It's really not hard up here once you get through the winter. So also,
But I mean, Wisconsin's got a ton of like really phenomenal
Cheeses?
like courses.
Oh, courses.
Yes, cheeses.
with the amount of high level golf, there's very little middle level golf.
So it's
And
either you're
then,
really good or you're really shitty.
I mean, basically, there's really not a lot in between. Because I mean, you got Erin Hills, the 6 courses at Sand Valley, the 4 courses at Kohler, or there's 5, I guess, with their putting course or whatever. And then like Lasonia, that whole place, which I know you guys have never heard of because you guys are thousands of miles away. But if you're planning a golf,
I
that's
kind of
where
want you
you
to
go.
back it up for a second. What's a putting course? Tell me that's like
Seriously?
a full-on mini putt course?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I didn't know what it was either. So in 2019, when I was at Erin Hills, they built it's just shy of 1.5 acres, and it's a putting course with like huge undulations.
Wow. So is it like
And then
one big green, or is it you kind of go like station to station, kind of like a pop stroke?
it's one big green.
One big green.
So they got
Interesting.
one at Bandon too, and
Yeah.
they have 2 sets of 18 on it, and so you basically have what they did was super sick. The tee markers in quotes was literally like a drink stand, like where you could
Yep.
put your beers in.
Oh, okay.
It was a different one was blue or one was black, one was red, and it matched the coinciding flag that had the number of the hole on it. And they made it dude, it's super sick.
Nice.
Yep.
That's so casual.
Yeah, it's super dope. It's super fun. They're typically free. Yeah, Rob Dog and I had an absolute blast ripping through those at Bandon.
Yep. So we've got one here. It's 15 holes and it's connected to 18 green. So it's like I think it's a little bit more than 1.5 acres. So
That's kind of cool. So you can finish your round and then mosey on over to the putting course.
yep. Grab a drink at the bar and walk outside. And then we kind of encourage people to like take their shoes off when they play.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
So we're at a semi-private club. So it's pretty chill here. It's not quite t-shirt golf, but it's close to that.
You're getting there.
Untucked polo golf.
Yes. I think that's pretty close.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
So Rutgers went well. Then you didn't go back to Colorado. You went back to Wisconsin?
I went back to Wisconsin because I was at Erin Hills and they were about to do a bent grass conversion on fairways. So I
Ooh.
figured that
Ooh.
Wow. Was that the one you did in 2 weeks or something like that?
Yep. So it's a little unfair. It technically started the year before with like seed research. And then about, I would say 3 weeks before the actual conversion started, we started dropping height on fairways to the point where we were mowing. I think the last mowing was at 125 on fairways.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's what my greens are.
Yeah. So we were just trying to get as much organic material off before verticutting.
Just scalping it essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We stepped it down because there was still play going on.
Dude, could you imagine just smoking a drive down like a par 5 with the fairways being 125 and just watching it roll like another 90 yards? Like, damn,
still going.
Like, oh, I hit a 500-yard drive yesterday, and then you go to like a course that's at normal height, and you're just like, oh, cool, back to 280.
Yeah, casual 280.
Yeah, so that was fun. Yep, 2 weeks we got everything seeded in 3 directions and verticut in 3 directions. So
wow.
I think we had 40.
So much verticutting.
Yeah, you got to go hard, right? Like,
did you have the tractor verticutters at least? Like you weren't verticutting on a triplex?
Yeah, we had the stack one? I think the triple whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, the one that hooks up to like the PTO, the tractor.
Nice. Yeah, we had 2 of them.
Nice. Yeah, that saves a lot of. I couldn't imagine fucking verticutting fairways with like a triplex, or even if you had enough verticut reels to hook it up to like a big fairway unit, like that'd be so gnarly.
Oh yeah, that would be.
It was a lot. I mean, we did have a verticutter go around sprinkler heads though.
That's
smart.
that's a whole other thing. That's a very, very smart and wise idea.
I'll be honest with you, that week is big blur to me because it was like sun up to sundown for 13, 14 days.
Oof.
Earn your stripes, kid.
Yeah, that's the way to get into it. Learn the course pretty quick. Bang it out. That actually segues quickly into an Eli Householder question for the boys. Would you rather walk mow 18 fairways or water every single green with a bucket?
Okay, what
I've
now?
been thinking about this all day. Would you rather walk mow all 18 fairways or water every green with a bucket?
Wait, is it my course? Because I'm walking the fairways.
Neither.
Yeah, I'd rather get a new job.
I don't know if my legs would be able to do 18 fairways. That's a lot of steps.
You're doing just as many steps with a bucket and watering.
Well, at least you can drive.
First off, you can't water a green with a bucket because, like, what you can't get even distribution with the fucking bucket.
You're swinging your arms with that bucket, right? You're working hard.
Fuck that! I'm walking.
Oh my.
Yep. I'll walk the fairways. Fuck it.
That's done. Wasn't there a U.S. Open where they mowed fairways like that?
If they did, they probably had fucking 85 walk mowers, so they're doing like 2 passes.
2 passes each, down and back. That would be a lot.
I'm pretty sure U.S. Open where they striped it with walk mowers.
Should ask Bobby if that's what they were doing.
Well, this brings into Wim the Greenkeeper. Which job should be done by robot, and it can't be done by robot yet?
Oh boy.
When I
I mean,
first read it,
I've seen lines get painted on fields. I've seen bunkers being rigged.
Yeah.
Yep.
Obviously, fairways and greens being like, what else is there?
my very first thought was like bunkers, and then I saw a video of the robot bunker rig. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Little Roomba.
How sick would it be to have a robot that could cut the cup?
Like goes out and finds the spot.
Yeah, you
does
download
it.
the pin sheet in, and it goes and cuts the perfect cup and puts it in. You don't. Yeah, someone's got to put the flag in because
Yes.
it'd be super wide. But like, you wake up, you go do setup, and all you got to do is throw the flag in. And everything's already cut and like set. How sick would that be?
Maybe they'll get there one day.
I don't know.
I was thinking about something like a fly mow because that's such a shitty job and it's never done well and it always looks
Fly
like
mowing's fun.
for the first hole.
Get bigger forearms, guy.
Oh
I've had
shit.
my first course. I had to fly mow like a motherfucker. I was fly mowing like 4 days a week. It was nuts.
That's wild.
It was a good fly mower though. It floated and it was like it weighed nothing.
Because like sometimes that shit's growing quick if you don't have Primo sprayed on it. So you're doing it once a week almost. If you had a machine that could do that and you could just do the bunker edges and rake, it might save you some time and labor. I
That'd
don't
be
know.
cool.
Or spraying. If you could do it where you
Oh my God, a
around the
robot. Well,
chemicals, that would be good.
there's already I don't know. Well, there's GPS sprayers, but I don't know if they've got the robot doing it. Yeah, dude, if you could load up a tank at night and then hit go and it goes but with the sprayer, what happens when a nozzle clogs?
Oh
Like,
yeah.
is the computer's not going to recognize that? Like
Making those turns around greens and stuff. Like, yeah, that has to be so calculated sometimes.
yeah, I think a sprayer would be sick, but
The auto drive. I don't know what they call it.
the which now?
So John Deere and Frost have where it just drives itself
For the sprayer?
for the sprayer. Yeah.
There's still an operator in it though. That's it. So those ones, I don't know if I've never seen it drive itself, but I've seen it to where it knows where it's sprayed and it won't even overlap. Like,
I've got
Yeah.
that.
yeah, those
But-
things are sick.
Even spraying like manually in like weird spots, like when I'm spraying bluegrass, it's so nice to just be able to drive and just pop off one nozzle at a time instead of like turning just to get a better.
Shit, I bet. I couldn't imagine. My spray rig doesn't even work. So,
Aren't you getting new equipment?
Yeah.
yeah, in 12 to 17 months.
Oh God.
It's a big window.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
It's going to suck.
So speaking of sprayers, Jordan,
God.
you had one that caught on fire.
Yeah, that's actually how I got a new sprayer.
Oh,
That's how you do
Yeah.
it?
listen up, Trevor.
Yeah.
Don't
So-
Google San Diego fire tomorrow.
I was spraying fairways one morning and I was like, this smells kind of weird. And I'm on 5 fairways, so I know I have 2 passes and I got to go fill up. Drop the booms and I'm smelling smoke. And next thing I know, there's a fire to my right. Little electrical fire. That was resolved in about 24 hours. We got everything. And then the next time I sprayed, the wiring harness melted.
The very next time you had another fire.
Yep.
Holy shit.
If I'm your superintendent, you're never fucking touching a spray
No.
rig ever again.
It's on fire again. What?
In my
Like, cool.
defense,
So's
it
your
was-
employment. Get the fuck out of here.
it was like a 12-year-old sprayer that was meant for the grow in here. Oh, Trevor missed that part. I work at
Yeah.
a course. They just built it. So they had a bunch of very cheap equipment for the grow in.
Yeah, that's
Just
what
to
you
get-
need though.
Yep.
Yeah,
It was
you
fun.
need shit. You need shit that's going to be abused for a grow, and because you
Just
scalp so much shit.
abused.
Like,
Hmm.
yeah, that's what we did at El Cab when I was there when we were growing in. We used all the old shit, and we had just a fleet of brand new shit just sitting out. And
That's
we all
kind
just
of process
wanted to
of
touch it.
everything right now. So
Yeah,
that's first thing was the sprayer, which was great.
yeah, because it caught on fire.
We got it working though. I actually sold it like a month ago.
Nice. The old burn victim.
Wait, someone bought a burnt sprayer.
No, it was fine. It was an electrical fire both times.
Okay.
So like
Shit still melted.
yeah, we replaced the wiring harness.
It didn't melt like a seat or the plastic or anything.
Nothing
Nope.
fun. Saved it.
Well, that story went from exciting to really boring again.
Still, it sounds like a dangerous course, though, right? Electrical poles in the creek.
I see. Okay, I'm not going to tell you what course I was at for
Oh,
that.
so this is a different golf course. Okay.
Not the course, but I've only told you one. Oh, I've kind of talked about two, but you can figure that out. So we were in the process of doing some kind of major construction, and they had the line for the 3-phase like marked out, and it was off by 6 to 12 feet. And me and another guy are in a creek, and the operator and the Mini X dug down so we could move the 16-inch pipe for the creek to kind of reroute it. And then next thing I know, he's got 3 or 4 wires in one of the teeth, and then he just stopped.
No.
Yep. And that turned out to be 3 wire.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, nothing happened. He didn't break it, but that kind of put a halt on things for a little while.
Yeah.
Let's figure out why there's electrical wire in the water.
Yeah. Oopsies.
Lil Kirchy, thoughts on the core sweeper for green?
You need a good operator. You need a good operator because that thing can be dangerous if you fuck it up. But I've seen it done well. Like definitely use on tees, but greens, you need a good operator. What do you guys think?
Trevor, do you pull cores ever?
Yeah, twice a year.
Okay.
About to do it in 2 weeks. It's gonna suck ass.
Oh baby.
I am doing a smaller core this year, so the top dressing isn't gonna be as gnarly.
Gotcha.
We're going from a 5/8 to a 1/2 inch, so we're gonna go a little smaller this year.
Nice.
Yeah,
We don't.
quicker grow back too,
So I've never even had the opportunity to use one.
Oh, we've never pulled a core.
You're in a brand new greens. You don't need to pull cores. Yeah,
Yeah.
No, we do the sand injection.
Oh, fuck you and your money.
Wow. Dry jack?
That's awesome.
So we do it ourselves. It's not dry jacked. We have that thing that runs on the back of a tractor.
Okay.
Sick. Isn't dry jacked? Is that a company that comes and does it, or is it just the product of the machine, or is it both?
Does it? Yep.
It's a company that does it. Okay.
It is really nice. You can get a course done in a day.
Yeah.
Oh, the dream.
Yeah, and the recovery is really quick too, right?
6 days,
Well, it
7.
basically doesn't even show a hole.
Yeah.
Yep.
After you
I wish
water
I
it
could
and
just get
roll it.
9 holes done in a day. That'd be great. Be a good start.
Yeah, just need a couple more bodies, right?
I'm actually getting a lot of help this year. As of right now, we'll see if they bail. But and they're actually going to bring a core sweeper, so I'll let you know how many of my greens get fucking destroyed from that thing. But you're right. Yeah, if they're operated correctly, they're phenomenal.
Save you a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm actually having a fleet of shit delivered from other courses in our portfolio to help. So this year's
Nice.
should be. Hope you could hear the knock. Should be kind of okay.
Things are coming around.
No, but sure, why not?
I feel so bad for you sometimes.
I appreciate that.
Like last year in the fall, you sent me a video of your boneyard, and I felt so bad for you.
Oh, you mean just my regular shop? Because that is the
No,
fucking
you
boneyard.
sent me a video of a bunch of shit, and you're like, "This doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work."
That's my equipment. That was inside my shop. That's what I still have.
Oh, yeah. I still feel bad for you then.
And then this morning, I get a call. Oh, the Greensmore just stopped working as I was going down a hill, and the brakes wouldn't work, and I crashed it into a curb.
Yeah.
Oh, and a rat ate the fucking battery terminal of one of the carts. So, and then one of the other Yamaha utility carts just won't work anymore. So we have one utility cart for 4 people. Fuck yeah.
We can't get people to want to work in this industry.
Oh, and no greens unit now. Fucking so sick, dude.
See what? You guys can't cut greens?
As of right this second, yeah.
Damn.
As far as I know, I wasn't there today. I actually did a first green event today.
Oh, nice.
So I was out of town, which was cool. Mark Pure, does Rory finally get a green jacket?
Well, that's who I picked, so it'd be nice to see. But after today's performance, I don't know.
Hassan, what do you think?
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I've not really paid attention to golf right now. We're getting ready
Fucking
to build.
delete the episode.
Yeah.
Those,
Not paying attention to golf. You know what tournament's happening right now, eh?
I've been helping plan this like 9-hole short course thing. My boss has kind of taken the lead, but I've been doing all the little stuff for him. So I have not been paying attention to sports at all.
You got kids too, so that eats up the rest of your time.
And I got 2 kids.
Yeah,
Also,
totally.
Questions now that we're in this section. Trevor, the week that you weren't here, I asked a question about March Madness, and someone, not naming names, but had no idea what I was talking about.
Damn. What was the
Mr.
question?
Canada here didn't know what March Madness was.
What did I say?
Oh, you started talking about golf immediately. Because I
damn.
here to answer the question.
Yeah.
Oh, what was the question?
So I was like, who do you have for Selection Sunday going deep? And then they started talking about golf.
I don't give a flying fuck about basketball.
Yeah, I definitely thought that was a golf question. That's fun.
I know what March Madness is. I watched way more of the women's.
Yeah.
The women's tournament was way better than the men's tournament. If I had to pick, I'm going to ride San Diego State. That would have who I would have picked, but I don't know anything about college basketball. I don't give a flying fuck about it. I don't care about the NBA. Don't give a shit. But
no NBA for me.
Yeah, no, I'm good off basketball. It's whatever. But the women's was fun watching Caitlin Clark and then the other chick from Utah and then the one from LSU. They made it exciting and big, and that was cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And to quickly segue into that, Grace Allen asks, what do you say to the men who hold the women back in this industry? And that is a loaded question.
I mean, is there anyone who intentionally does it now? As a serious question, not like a sarcastic comment.
I feel like we're getting better. Like there's certainly a lot more men in the industry. It's always been a male-dominated industry, but we're seeing a lot more women, and I hope there's not a lot of bullying going on.
Is it more men in the industry because more men want to do this work and less women apply, or is it because of some kind of suppression of having women in here?
It's a good question. I hope it's changing.
It is changing. I had actually 2 high school girls apply this year.
There you go.
At my last course, I had a girl. She came and worked for me for the summer. So I think I can't read the past. I haven't been in the industry that long. In my experience, I've never seen any kind of suppression. I've seen lack of interest on the ladies' side, which is fair. And, that's not a negative thing per se. I'd say that it's way better now. Obviously, there's a huge push for everything being a lot more equal between the sexes and whatnot. And personally, I've never seen anyone be shot down in this industry for just being a woman.
That's really
That's
good.
a personal thing, and I'm in California, super progressive area, yada yada yada. Everyone's experience is going to be different. I'm sure that someone's been shit on for just being a woman, which is asinine.
Yeah.
Well, who's the last interview? That just speaks to where the industry is.
Absolutely. Laura Arias.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. And I'm sure it goes on, and I'm sure there's girls that could tell stories and talk about certain individuals that make their lives hard on the golf course, but I'm hoping it's something that gets better. And I've always had females on our crews, and I think it's a big part of having some different opinions and different working styles. It's really good. A female is going to see the golf course in a different set of eyes than a male will. So why not have both those sets of eyes on your crew? It's only going to help you.
Yeah,
exactly. I know it's changing in like sports turf though, because I think at least when I was with the Brewers, the head groundskeeper for the Orioles, I think that's a female. I don't know her name, so sorry. And then a girl that I actually interned with the Brewers is with the Reno Aces.
Hell yeah. So
is that AAA or AA?
Yeah, it's AAA for the Diamondbacks, I believe. I've been to the stadium.
Nice.
It's fucking sick. They have like a mini. It's like a green monster, but it's blue. It's a sick stadium. Yeah, it's a fun ballpark to go watch a game at too.
That's
actually,
awesome.
She was actually in Phoenix with us. I ran into her at one of the like vendor outings. So.
Nice.
But power to all you women in our industry. The women at turf is huge. We need more of that. And I would say to anybody that's trying to push that down, it's not the world we live in anymore. So leave that shit alone.
I can't top that. You got it.
Pretty dope.
I had a cool one come in from Anthony Rogers. We talked about transitioning into turf, but he's asking what are good jobs to transition out of turf into? So I'm not saying anybody should, but if you had any, good moves out of being an assistant or being a superintendent to move into something maybe to make you more money or have I'm going to say busier job, but different type of job. You guys have any suggestions or ideas?
I think I just pulled a Trevor. I was texting someone. My bad.
Oh,
Oh,
nice.
I got the answer. It's you. Anyone who ever leaves the turf industry stays in adjacent and goes into sales. Sales,
yeah.
sod sales, seed sales, fert sales, whatever, equipment sales. It's something that your resume will speak to, something that'll help. If you're personable, you can go make a shit ton of money in sales.
Yeah. If you know
But
about
then
the
you have to
industry and the
lots
golf
of
course.
travel, lots of
Definitely.
political bullshit, lots of dealing with whiny superintendents who are like, "Where's my equipment?" It's like, bitch, no one has it. Shut up. Um, there's a lot of that.
Yeah, that is very common. I think a lot of those
Yeah,
salesmen, because you have the knowledge of the golf course, right? So that's a tough product to sell if you don't understand what the superintendents are actually doing with it.
yeah. So that would be my answer. It would not be my advice. Personally, I would, because I play and I'm a decent player. I wouldn't mind trying to go and like be a pro and a GM, but
Oh yeah.
the dip from the pay from superintendent to pro is a monster dip in
Hmm.
most areas, especially a beginning pro. So it's kind of like that route. It's not going to happen for me personally. But it is another option if you're like fresh into turf and you did it just to play free golf and you're pretty good. Go take the player aptitude test,
Yeah.
go to the PGA and do all that. You can do that too.
Yeah. Make some money, teach some lessons. Definitely. Should we finish off with a food question?
Oh God, yeah.
If you could eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the golf course, what would it be? And you know who this is
Breakfast.
from.
I don't know who it's from. It's
So
breakfast.
it's
Breakfast burritos
from
all day.
Wim. No, he wants to know breakfast, lunch, and dinner. What are you getting at the course?
Breakfast burrito, hot dog, dinner. Dinner at a golf
Dinner at
course.
a golf course.
I changed my I'll go BLT. BLT and fries.
At dinner, yeah.
Yeah,
I
because the
like I
breakfast
like
burrito is going to keep me held over for a long time. The hot dog is to hold over again, and a BLT is a nice little, especially with some good fries. Bow.
I like that. Yeah, breakfast sandwich in the morning, hot dog at the turn. And then maybe a nice burger. We do a nice smash
Ooh,
burger at
yeah.
our golf course.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
got like
Solid choice.
yeah, with some spicy fries.
Cajun fries. Fuck
I
yeah.
mean, there's all the food at the golf course is usually pretty good. It's not meant to be healthy, right?
That's super debatable, but good golf
Yeah, depending
courses,
on where
yes.
you are. It's true.
Yeah.
Still waiting for that guy who said he was going to create the account where he rates all the golf course hot dogs everywhere he goes. Still haven't seen that shit.
There is someone who does hot dog reviews. It's everyone just trying to copy Dave Poitner, and it's fucking
True.
hilarious.
Yeah.
Which,
How about
fuck
you?
Miss Peaches, his stupid dog is so annoying. Jordan, go on.
So, am I working or am I golfing?
You're at the
You're
golf course
golfing.
for the day.
I'm golfing.
Golfing.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna have to second the breakfast burritos. We've got some pretty good ones up there. I'm not gonna go hot dog. Is the
Bold
thing.
move, Cotton. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't, just so we could have
So
some
we're-
variety in this show.
We're in Wisconsin, so we got to go with the brat.
The brat.
It's hot dog adjacent, but yeah.
Yeah.
So Rams Hill has a brat on a pretzel bun, and that's what I get at the turn at Rams Hill because that is fucking phenomenal.
Brat.
So carry on. Yeah, dude.
And no ketchup on the brat. That's
Oh,
No,
big
you don't
no.
ever put ketchup on any kind of hot dog. If you
Mustard
put
and
ketchup on a
sauerkraut?
hot dog, you're a fucking psychopath.
Correct. Mustard only. You can't use ketchup at all. That's childish.
It's true.
And then do chicken Caesar salad
Amen.
for dinner.
Ooh,
That's
chicken
how-
Caesar, solid. Way to finish the day just smidge healthy.
Yeah,
Just gotta get some greens in you, right?
and beers. That's how you do it.
Yeah. Caesar
Yeah.
salad and beers.
I like it. Now I want a fucking brat and a pretzel bun.
Fucking rights.
Well, this was a super fun twist that was also slightly annoying, but also more fun. It definitely lifted me out of my sour mood. Mr. Thanks for joining us, whether it be forced upon me or not. And I I feel like this episode was against my will, and
Yeah.
I'm
You're still
okay with it.
handcuffed right now, aren't you?
I'm not going to talk about what's been done to me.
Okay. No, yeah, this is a lot of fun. We had this one planned for a while, and we're sorry it took a few weeks to get it out, but it's awesome to have Jordan on. And I think next week we're going to Australia for the third time. Yep, third time.
Second?
Colin and Nick.
Oh, Nick. Yeah, we did have Nick. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll be the third time.
The guy we're going to talk to next week is Tim Peters, who you brought up earlier in the episode. So it's fun.
How did I bring up Tim Peters early in the episode?
He was the guy that asked how hard Augusta could go.
Nice. Fair enough.
We're
You
ready.
know what's a bummer is we won't have Colin's part of the show now.
Oh, fuck, dude.
So we weren't going to talk about it, but now we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about it.
We what?
I said we're going to talk about it.
So not we. Adam missed a smidge at the beginning of the show.
Smidge. I mean, nobody caught it,
Smidge.
but I did. Yeah. I didn't hit the button.
I caught it. That's why I asked, like, hey, I don't remember it saying we are now recording.
Yeah.
Usually I fucking hate that. And now it saved a little bit of the show. Actually, it saved the entire fucking show.
Does it say recording on your screen too?
It does now.
It does.
It does now, yeah.
So I don't remember how it came up. Oh, it's because we chugged a beer. I owed Jordan a beer chug, and in my house I don't have beer right now. I just have my wife's friend's Wider's pear cider that I had to chug and cry about because the carbonation was a lot. And thinking of the cider, it made me think of the Australian commercial of Dickens cider. And long story short, I wanted to hear Colin, who's from Australia, say it. So I FaceTimed him, and he said it, and it was hilarious. And none of this is funny to anyone listening to this now because it's secondary, and we're going to end the show with a horrible storytelling by me. But he did message. He messaged and said, "You kin idiots," with his fucking robot flex.
Oh,
which is
nice.
his favorite fucking thing.
Well, we've got to get him to send us a voice note or something of it. We can put it on here.
Yeah, Colin, send one to the Turf Today page because I don't know how I would get it to Adam. Actually, I can't say it because this is the episode
Tuesday. We'll just have to ask him.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a little blurb from Colin.
You know what? I just can't wait to have a Dickens cider.
This was a lot of fun, boys. We'll have to definitely get Jordan back on. He's got some more stories for us. And sorry to everybody else who asked questions this week because we got a lot of them and we obviously couldn't get to everything. Next week we're going to Australia, so we'll get to some of those questions. And yeah, keep those fucking real sharp.
Get a Dickens cider. Bye, Jordan.
Jordan's got
I
nothing.
still don't know your last name.
Take care, boys. This was awesome.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
And the Turf Today podcast is also proudly brought to you by Mountain View Turfgrass Specialists. We're so much more than a sod grower or property maintenance provider. We're a team of friendly professionals who prioritize creating meaningful connections with our clients. If you want to learn more about this company, check out mountainviewturf.com.